about to see is based on the trial of a murder case and treats the facts of violent death as frankly as they were treated in the original court. Details of the trial have been condensed from contemporary sources, but scenes outside the courtroom are a mixture of fact and conjecture. On the 10th of April, Easter Sunday, 1955, a young woman called Ruth Ellis shot down her lover, David Blakely, in a London street. The newspapers shouted, "Blonde model shoots racing driver dead," and Ruth Ellis's posed portrait smiled out from their pages. A straightforward case of simple murder. Ruth Ellis stated, "I'm guilty," and she was sent on remand to Holloway Prison.
Ellis, Mr. Bickford's waiting to see you.
Mrs. Ellis, you asked to speak to me.
You frigging idiots!
Whatever's the matter?
I'll give you not guilty. I want to plead guilty because I am. I don't want defending.
You're not being fair. We have to try to save your life.
Oh, what for?
Is this what you wanted to say?
Mr. Bickford, please sit down. Would you collect my black suit from the flat? The one with the astrakhan collar, and have it cleaned and sent in. And how many more outfits will I need?
I've no idea, Mrs. Ellis. It looks like being rather a short trial. Now, there are some more things I need to know. After you lost the baby, Mrs. Ellis, what doctor did you see?
I don't want all that said in court.
It's very important.
I'm not making any excuses. I was perfectly sane. Besides, that would be too hard on David.
He's hardly likely to complain. And your taxi driver hasn't come forward. Now, who drove you there, truly? Was it the same person that gave you the gun? Look, if I feel that you're shielding someone, you can't expect the jury to believe you.
Oh, but they will. And when I want you to know something, I'll tell you. I want my story told, and that's all. Make a very good film, don't you think?
You're about to go on trial for your life. What about your family? Your parents? Your children, for God's sake,
They must be provided with the best. I don't want saving. I'm sorry. How else can I be with David? The shit.
If we were on the continent, you'd get off with probation. But this is England. Send for me any time if you change your mind.
Mr. Bickford?
Yes?
They won't let me read what's being said about me. They've cut it out of my newspapers. Can't you stop them, please? You are my solicitor.
Goodbye.
Poor Mr. Bickford. He'd like to save me, so I can rot in prison till I'm old and ugly. Wish I could be nicer to him.
Well, he might try.
What's your name?
Baker.
Baker. Mine's Ruth, by the way.
Ellis, the governor's here. Stand up for the governor.
Hello.
How are you, Mrs. Ellis? These have just arrived.
From Desmond again. Seems he really loves me, doesn't he?
Well, you certainly have some devoted friends. And here are the shoes you asked for. You'd better give them a try. We've done our best.
Very smart.
Thanks. Ooh, aren't they comfy?
Not quite.
Maybe it's
So elegant.
all the same.
No, I like them too much.
And by the way, you may have your hair bleached for the trial.
Oh, you angel. I'd die if I look like this.
Your own hairdresser will send in the bleach with instructions. An officer can do it for you.
Dr. Taylor, thanks.
Edna. That's my name.
Edna, would you bleach my hair for me? A lady might as well look her best.
The trial of Ruth Ellis was to draw large crowds. They were fascinated and horrified by her glamorous and unrepentant appearance. She was a girl who had risen from humble origins in the heroic days of Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe. Her career as a nightclub hostess aroused great interest, and so did the fact soon to emerge in evidence that she had two lovers, one of whom she shot dead. Here in Court Number 1 at the Old Bailey, the Ruth Ellis trial opened on June the 20th, 1955. The hearing was to last less than 2 days. In the drama that follows, Ruth's trial and the events afterwards have been distilled. Her many friends who cared, for our purposes, shall become one fictitious character. Events are included which might have happened. Those who saw or knew Ruth Ellis, like spectators to any drama, each selected their viewpoint individually, and each has added their own colors of time to memory. On that Monday morning, the court was crowded. Extra seating had been provided for the international press. Mr. Justice Havers presided. Mr. Christmas Humphreys led for the Crown. Melford Stevenson QC led for the defense. And Ruth Ellis sat resplendently blonde in the dock, listening as Desmond Cousin, also her lover, gave evidence against her.
In October 1953, I became a close friend of Mrs. Ellis.
You won't mind if we use plain words. Were you her lover at some time?
For a short time, around June 1954.
Had David Blakely then broken with her?
No, he was away racing at Le Mans for about a week.
And what happened when he came back?
Well, he went on seeing her, being very friendly.
Did you live with Mrs. Ellis at one time?
Around Christmas 1954, she stopped working at the little club. She came to stay with me for about 2 months.
And then what happened in February?
She moved to live at 44 Edgerton Gardens with David Blakely.
Did you see her while she lived there?
Yes.
And did she continue to visit you at your flat?
Yes.
Let us move to Good Friday. Did you carry out a favor for Mrs. Ellis?
Shortly after midnight, I drove her to 29 Tanzer Road, Hampstead, Anthony Findlater's home.
Why was that?
But she thought David Blakely was there.
And what happened when you arrived?
Oh, we parked the car a little way down the road. She went to the house to try and speak to Blakely.
And did you wait for her?
Yes, for about 3/4 of an hour. When she came back, she
Yes.
She said that Mr. Findlater wouldn't let her speak to Blakely, that she'd made a noise and pushed in the glass of Blakely's car windows, and they'd called the police to her.
On the all-important day, Easter Sunday, 1955, did Mrs. Ellis and her son spend most of the day with you at your flat?
Yes, they did.
And that evening, did you drive her back to her home?
Yes, at about 7:30.
7:30 on Sunday evening, and that was the last you saw of Mrs. Ellis?
Yes. I later heard that she'd been arrested and charged with murdering David Blakely.
I have no further questions.
Mr. Stevenson?
You've told the jury that you and the young woman were lovers in June 1954. Is that right?
Yes.
Whilst Blakely was away, motor racing in France?
Yes.
Mr. Cousin, were you very much in love with this young woman?
I was terribly fond of her at that time, yes.
Did she tell you from time to time that she would like to get away from Blakely but couldn't?
Yes.
At the same time, she repeatedly went back to him.
Yes.
Whilst you were begging her to marry you if she could.
Yes.
He must have always wished he could disappear, one way or the other.
Yes.
I haven't even asked you whether you hated David, did you?
Before Easter, you saw those
Well, what could you do?
On one occasion when I was taking her to a dance.
When was that?
February the 25th.
Of this year, 1955,
Yes, my lord.
when I was taking her to a dance.
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Did you help her to disguise bruises on her shoulders?
Yes, they were very bad bruises. They needed heavy makeup.
Now, I don't want to press you for details, but how often did you see those kind of marks on Mrs. Ellis?
On about half a dozen occasions.
Whilst she was living with David Blakely?
Yes.
And did you once take her to the Middlesex Hospital for treatment?
Yes, while she was living with me. I came home and found she was very badly bruised all over her body.
When I lost the baby, feeling it all pour out of me and draining away, it was like hope went too, didn't it? Baby was gone. Oh, I hope you're satisfied, my friend. I just wasn't up to scratch, was I? Not ever.
We were close friends, David and I. We were working together building a racing car. We often went to the races, and sometimes Ruth Ellis came along.
Mr. Findlater, would you tell the court what happened on the 9th of January this year?
Yes, I went to a flat where David was. Ruth Ellis was there. David asked me if I could help him to leave her. She was there when he said it.
What was her reaction to that?
Oh, some sarcastic remark, I forget exactly. About his needing help to leave her. In the end, David went off by himself.
Oh, let us move to the Easter weekend. What happened on the evening of Good Friday?
Mrs. Ellis called my home. She asked if David was with me.
And was he?
Yes, he'd come to stay for the holiday. David asked me to say that he wasn't there, so I did.
And what happened next?
About 2 in the morning, David woke me up. Ruth Ellis was ringing our doorbell and making a hell of a din, and was pushing in the windows of David's car. I had to call the police. They got rid of her. Later that night, she returned, and the police sent her away again.
Did anything happen on the Saturday with Mrs. Ellis?
David and I had to get the windows of the car repaired. While we were at the garage, she phoned there. She traced us. Somehow. Naturally, I hung up at once.
And would you describe what happened on the Easter Sunday?
Yes, I had some friends round that evening. We were running out of beer, so David Blakely went to fetch some more. That was the last time I ever saw him alive.
Thank you.
Mr. Stevenson?
Mr. Findlater, were you financially dependent on the £10 per week which David Blakely was paying you for your work on the racing car?
Yes, that's right, yes.
Thank you. Now, on Good Friday, when Mrs. Ellis telephoned, did you lie to her in saying that David Blakely was not with you?
That's right, yes.
During the night, she pushed in the windows of Blakely's car. She put such pressure on them that they came out of their seatings.
That is what happened, yes.
Well, to push windows out of their rubber seatings, is it right to say you would have to exert great pressure?
No. Just a good shove should do it. Not a great deal of pressure.
No, at any rate, how many did she push out?
3, I think.
Well, was it quite plain to you when you spoke to her on the telephone that Ruth Ellis was in a desperate state of emotion?
No.
What?
I said no.
You mean she was quite calm? You really mean that?
She simply rang me up, as she'd done hundreds of times before, to ask me where David was. It was just a telephone conversation.
Yeah, I know it was just a telephone conversation. Just bear in mind what she said and the way she said it and the fact that she afterwards pushed out those windows. Did you observe no indication of her being a very desperate woman at that time?
No. No indication at all.
What a change of memory. Well, it won't make any difference what I say or don't say. Nobody's being asked the right questions. Well, who will hang me next? I
swear by Almighty God, the evidence I give.
Let's have the bullet catcher.
My husband and I left home at around 9 o'clock. We strolled quietly towards our local pub. Having just received some upsetting family news, we hoped and expected to have a peaceful drink together.
Yes. What happened?
We reached Parliament Hill and Southend Road corner. Suddenly there was pandemonium. Several explosions, shots being fired. A man shouted. I felt a searing pain in my right hand.
And what did you do?
I dropped my handbag. I saw that my hand was bleeding. Badly. Fortunately, a cab came by.
Yes.
When he saw the blood, the cabby tried to make off, but my husband was quick off the mark. Even so, I had to stick my hand out of the window as we drove to Hampstead General Hospital. A bullet had fractured the first metacarpal bone at the base of my thumb. They say my right hand will be partly crippled for life. She didn't give a damn. She could have killed an innocent passerby.
Thank you, Mrs. Yu.
Mr. Stevenson?
I have no questions for this witness, Father.
We will adjourn to lunch and reconvene at 2 p.m.
Mrs. Ellis. The court's starting again.
Oh, I haven't got to the strawberries yet.
It's your defence that's waiting.
I know.
Mr. Stevenson.
Members of the jury, it cannot happen often in this court that in a case of this importance, fraught with such deep significance for the accused, the whole of the prosecution story passes without any challenge from the defense. Now let me make this abundantly plain. There is no question here but that this woman shot the man. She is charged with murder. But one of the ingredients in that offence is what lawyers call malice. And the law of England, in its mercy, provided that if a person in the position of this unhappy young woman has been the subject of such emotional disturbance operating upon her mind so as for the time being to unseat her judgment, to inhibit and cut off those senses which ordinarily control our conduct, then it is open to you, the jury, to say that the offence of which she is guilty is not the offence of murder, but of manslaughter. You will observe that she is now a calm and undisturbed person. But you have got to try and put yourselves in the situation in which she found herself during that Easter weekend, when this man, whom she needed as one of the fundamental requirements of her existence, having shortly before amended his conduct, renewed his attentions, and so behaved that she held every hope for the future, then went away and chose to consort with these rather odd people in Hampstead the whole weekend. It was in those circumstances, and driven to a frenzy which for the time being unseated her understanding, that she committed this crime. Now, there are dozens of cases in which the courts have considered this matter, which is called provocation. But never before has any court had to consider a case in which the defense relies upon jealousy and such a state of mind as constituting this defense of provocation. Members of the jury, when you have heard her, you may take the undoubted view that this young woman was so provoked by the suffering she was enduring at the hands of this man, that her judgment was unseated and that malice was absent, so that you can perfectly properly return a verdict of manslaughter. Now, this will depend upon the view you take of this girl when you see her here in the witness box. I call the defendant, Mrs. Ruth Ellis.
She's just a typical blonde tart.
Take the book in your right hand and read the words on the card out loud.
I swear by Almighty God, the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mrs. Ellis, what is your marital status?
My marriage has been dissolved. I have 2 children, a boy of 10, a girl of 3.5.
Will you tell us how you first met David Blakely?
It was in the middle of 1953 while I was working at Carroll's Club. Then I moved. I became manageress of the little club in Knightsbridge. I met him again there in August.
And did he then come and live with you in your flat over the club?
Yes.
At that time, how was his behavior towards you?
He seemed very concerned, very devoted to me.
Yeah, good voice. He's more affected than ever.
Yes.
At that time, were you very much in love with him?
Not really.
Well, as time went on, how did he show his feelings for you?
That December, I found out I was pregnant by him. And in February, I had an abortion. He seemed very concerned about me. Although he was already engaged, he offered to marry me. But I did not want to take advantage. I thought I could get out of the mess quite easily.
What mess?
I thought I could get out of the mess quite easily.
Do you mean the child?
Yes.
Without him marrying you?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevenson?
Did you, in fact, get out of the trouble in February 1954?
That's correct.
You had an abortion?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevenson?
Did you know Blakely was engaged?
Yes. I did not take our affair seriously at first.
But it continued until last summer.
Yes. And David went away racing at Le Mans. He stayed away longer than he should have. So I began an affair with Desmond Cousin, hoping that would end the affair with David.
And did the relationship finish?
No. David returned, and he got rather jealous. So he kept quiet about Desmond. And it began again with David.
At whose insistence?
David's insistence.
And did you try to avoid that happening, Mrs. Ellis?
It was very difficult. I was running a business, and he was always hanging around in the bar. And he was spending money in my bar. I couldn't tell him to go away because he was a customer.
Was there a night when the question of marriage cropped up between you?
Yes, he asked me to marry him.
About when was that?
When was that?
I can't remember the exact date. Maybe mid-July. We broken off his engagement, and he said he'd never have any happiness unless we got married.
And then what happened to your feelings for him?
Well, he seemed rather a likable person. I got rather attached to him.
Did you think you could trust him?
He had given me reason not to. One night in bed, I saw love bites all over his shoulders. I went quite cold with shock. I told him to go away forever. He did not like that, but he went. And he kept coming back. He was very upset. He went down on his knees and he said, "I'm sorry, darling. I do love you. Please forgive me. I love you. I'll prove it to you. Please marry me." I said, "I don't think your parents would agree to that." He said, "Then we could get married, secretly."
Were proceedings going on to dissolve your marriage?
Yes, I decided to stop defending myself, not to claim any maintenance, and to give up my daughter.
Because you were going to marry David?
Yes, and it went through.
What was David Blakely's financial situation?
After he broke off the engagement, he seemed rather short of money. Racing cars are very expensive, and he wasn't earning any. So I paid the rent.
And did you help him in other ways?
Yes. I gave him money. I bought his clothes, cigarettes. I gave my barmaid instructions that if he came into the bar, he was to be allowed to drink without paying. He used to eat there, too. I would pay, and when we went out...
Now, in October 1954, how did he treat you physically?
He was violent on occasions.
What sort of violence?
It was always because of jealousy about my work in the bar. When we got upstairs, he only used to hit me with his fists and his hands. I bruised very easily, so I was full of bruises on many occasions.
Now, when he complained and exhibited this jealousy, how did you take that?
Often I'd ask him to go and not come back. I don't know if I really meant it. I never went anywhere.
And so it continued. And what happened in December?
I left my job at the little club, hoping that would end the affair with David and I. I moved in with Desmond Cousin.
And what was David Blakely's attitude to that?
He didn't like me living with Desmond. And on Christmas evening, he came round to the flat and there was a scene.
In February this year, was there another scene?
Yes. Yes, we've been drinking quite a lot. I sprained my ankle, I got lots of bruises and a black eye. I think David realized he'd gone too far, for I was really hurt.
Yeah, and next day, did Mr. Cousin take you to the Middlesex Hospital where your injuries were treated?
Yes.
And after this, Blakely sent you carnations?
Yes.
Was this card enclosed?
Yes.
Please read it.
Sorry, darling. Love you, David.
Did you make up the quarrel?
Yes. I took the flat at Edgerton Gardens, and David came to live with me there.
And was there some trouble between you shortly afterwards?
Yes, yes. He'd been seeing another woman. I kept watch one night. He tried to conceal the affair.
And then what happened to your feelings?
Well, the tables had been turned. Before, he'd been jealous of me. Now it was my turn to be jealous of him.
How did you react?
I told him we were finished. But after a week, he returned to me.
Why did you take him back?
Because I was in love with him.
In March, did you find that you were pregnant?
Yes.
And at the end of March, what happened about that pregnancy?
Well, we'd had a fight a few days previously. Can't remember the exact time. David was very, very violent. I don't know whether that caused the miscarriage. He did thump me in the tummy.
And that was followed by a miscarriage?
Yes.
When he first knew you were pregnant, how had he reacted?
Well, he seemed to want me to have the child at first. Later he changed.
You're not holding
Oh,
court
I think
now,
between you
love.
afterwards,
Carry on like
Carrie.
this and they'll eat you alive.
He blamed me for his bad luck in the races. And I was not feeling well. And he was staying out late with friends at the steering wheel club.
How did you feel about that?
Nothing but contempt for him.
Now, on the Wednesday night, before the fatal Easter, did he come home early?
Yes.
And was there any change in his behavior towards you?
Well, he seemed entirely different again. He was very happy. We discussed marriage. And he hoped to go and race at Le Mans this summer. And he had a photo taken. And he brought me an enlargement of it.
Did he write on this photograph in your presence?
Yes. To Ruth, all my love, David.
Is this the photograph?
Yes.
Is this the photograph?
Yes.
My lord, I wonder if she could sit down.
Yes, certainly.
I don't want to sit down.
Do, by all means.
No, it's quite all right.
Mrs. Stevenson.
Did he stay in that evening, all night?
Yes. Yes. We were very happy. We discussed his problems with money. And he was afraid he'd have to sell his racing car. Oh, that seemed such a shame. He'd been building it. But he said, if you can find me £400, we won't have to sell it.
Now, on Easter Thursday, the 7th, what did you do?
He went to the cinema. He was over-attentive to me. I was rather annoyed. It's a jolly good film.
Did you plan to be together over the Easter weekend?
Yes. We were going to take Andy out, my son. Mr. Blakely was very, very fond of my son. And we would take him motor racing on Easter Monday.
Now, on the morning of Good Friday, what happened?
David left me at about 10, and he was going to meet Anthony Finn later. He was still getting on very well. And he planned to come back and collect me about 8, and we'd go and have drinks at Anthony's flat.
And did he come back?
No. I waited for 2 hours. I phoned Mr. Finn later. I said, Anthony, is David with you? Is he there? He said no. I said, I'm very worried about him. He hasn't got back. Do you think he's all right? And Mr. Finn later replied, oh, he's all right. And he said it rather cocky, as though I didn't quite know how to describe it.
And what was your reaction?
I was furious. We had planned to spend the weekend together. But I was not feeling very well. I phoned Mr. Cousin and I told him about it. And he drove me to Hampstead. And I saw that David's car was outside Mr. Finlayter's flat.
And what did you do?
I rang and rang the doorbell. They would not answer. I telephoned from a call box, but they put the receiver down. I was absolutely furious to think that David was behaving so stupidly. I wanted David to go and jump in the lake, do something silly. I went back to the flat, and I heard a woman there, giggling.
What did you do next?
I was feeling just in a rather peculiar mood, rather a nasty mood, just to make them open the door. So I pushed the windows out of David's car, without breaking them, just to make a noise. And the police arrived, and eventually I went home.
And what sort of night did you have?
I didn't sleep. I was just smoking. I was still in a temper. And I was very, very upset to think that David was behaving so disgustingly now. And I was not very well.
How did you spend Easter Saturday?
Watching Mr. Finlayter's flat, like a typical jealous woman, I suppose. And in the evening, they had a party there. I heard voices.
You heard voices?
Yes, I heard David's voice and a woman giggling a lot. I had an idea it was somebody I knew.
I see, Mr. Stevenson.
Did you see anyone come in or out that night?
At about 9:30, David and Mr. Finlayter came out with a woman.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Yes?
The woman was very young and she had dark hair. And I heard David said to her, let me put my arm round you for support. And they went away. They came back about 2 hours later, and the party was still going on.
And you had remained there watching?
Yes.
Why don't you tell him? Let him know what it was like, Ruth. Crazy with jealousy, out of your mind on them pills, bloody drunk on Pernod, sick after losing his baby. Can't they even see? It's just suicide. Or don't it bother him?
What's happening?
David was up to his usual tricks, having an affair with a new attraction.
Again, what sort of night did you have?
I didn't sleep again. I was very, very upset.
Next morning, Easter Sunday, did you telephone the flat once more?
Yes. At about 9 o'clock, Anthony Finlater answered.
And what did you say?
I think I said, hope you're having an enjoyable holiday, because you've ruined mine.
Did you remain in your flat?
Until lunchtime, yes. And Mr. Cousin picked me up and my son to go and eat at his flat. I still expected David to phone me.
And he did not?
No.
How did you spend the afternoon?
Completely forgotten. His son was with us, and we amused him somehow, and I put him to bed at 7:30.
And there was still no message from David Blakely?
No.
You had returned to your flat by now?
Yes.
I see, Mrs. Stevenson.
What did you do next?
I was feeling very, very upset. I had a peculiar idea I wanted to kill him.
You had what?
I had a peculiar idea I wanted to kill him.
Yes, and we have had evidence in your statement to the police that you then took a revolver up to Hampstead and shot him. Is that right?
Quite correct.
Why did you do it?
I do not really know. I mean, quite seriously, I was just very, very upset.
I do not really know why I shot him, is that right?
Yes.
I was very upset.
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
When you say you had a peculiar idea you wanted to kill him, were you able to control it?
No.
And then you went up, in fact, and shot him. Is that right?
That's correct.
Mr. Humphreys?
Mrs. Ellis, when you fired that revolver at close range into the body of David Blakely, what did you intend to do?
It's obvious. When I shot him, I intended to kill him.
Thank you.
There will be silence in court.
Mrs. Ellis, you may return to the dock.
The jury was sent out, whilst a matter of law was discussed by counsel and the judge, which was whether a defense of provocation by jealousy might justify a verdict of manslaughter. Mr. Justice Havers adjourned the court until the following morning, whilst he considered. Ruth Ellis's trial was now virtually over after a single day. It was one of the shortest murder trials in history and one of the most strangely balanced. Was Ruth pleased with the day's work as she rested overnight in her cell? In the morning, the judge ruled that jealousy was no defense.
I am constrained to rule that there is not sufficient evidence for a reasonable jury to form the view that a reasonable person, so provoked, could be driven through a transport of passion and loss of self-control to the degree and method and continuance of violence which produced death.
It is therefore impossible for me to speak further for the defense.
Mr. Humphreys?
In these circumstances, I have nothing to say.
Members of the jury, you must have no thoughts of sympathy either for the man or for the accused, who is a young woman, and, you may think, a young woman badly treated by the deceased. You will arrive at your verdict fearlessly, with no thought of the consequences, solely on the whole of the evidence you have heard. Mrs. Ellis is charged with murder, which, in our law, is the unlawful killing of one person by another with malice. Now, what is meant by malice is this: the formation of an intent to kill or to do grievous bodily harm. Long premeditation is unnecessary. Bear in mind that 6 shots were fired from a Smith & Wesson revolver, 3 or 4 into the body of Blakely, and 1 at very close range. Mrs. Ellis has explained in a statement how she was given the revolver 3 years before by some man as security for a loan, and later how she took the gun and shot Blakely. In her statement, she said, "I thought I had missed him, so I fired again." I'm bound to tell you that even if you accept the full evidence of this woman, it does not seem to me to establish any sort of defense to the charge of murder. Now, this court is not a court of morals. You will not allow your judgment to be swayed because she was having relationships with two persons simultaneously. If you are left in reasonable doubt whether, at the time the accused fired those shots, she intended to kill or to do grievous bodily harm, you will find her guilty of manslaughter. If, on the consideration of the whole evidence, you are satisfied that when she fired those shots, she had the intention of killing or of doing grievous bodily harm, then your duty is to find her guilty of willful murder. Will you now retire and consider your verdict?
Members of the jury, will your foreman please stand? Mr. Foreman of the jury, are you agreed upon your verdict?
We are.
Do you find the prisoner at the bar, Ruth Ellis, guilty or not guilty of the murder of David Blakely?
Guilty.
You find her guilty, and that is the verdict of you all?
It is.
Prisoner at the bar, you stand convicted of murder. Have you anything to say before judgment of death is passed according to law?
Ruth Ellis, the jury had convicted you of murder. In my view, it was the only verdict possible. The sentence of the court upon you is that you be taken hence to a lawful prison and thence to a place of execution, and that you there be hanged by the neck until you be dead, and that your body be buried within the precincts of the prison within which you shall last have been confined before your execution. And may the Lord have mercy upon your soul.
Amen.
It was from here, the execution suite in Holloway Prison, that prisoner 9656 Ellis made her last journey on Tuesday, June the 21st, 1955. By tradition, she would not be executed until 3 Sundays had elapsed. She was confined here, only a few feet away from the execution room itself. She was kept in comfort and in excellent health, provided with amusements, carefully nourished and closely guarded.
Please bring me a lethal dose of poison, as I do not want a reprieve.
Your friend Miss Martin's here again.
Oh, good. Will you see if she gets her book back?
Right.
It was jolly good.
Oh, Ruthie.
Bobby, darling. Oh, how sweet. Smelled just like a real garden.
Brought you a chocolate cake. Wouldn't let me give it to you, though, would they?
Ah, well, they're concerned for my good health.
Ruthie, going to appeal? Oh, you never said you was boozed nor doped to the eyeballs. Let me call your doctor. He'd know you were sick from losing the baby.
Not so good, Friday. I was pretty low. I heard them singing Mass on the wireless. Well, I knew the baby hadn't have died for nothing. I prayed. Do you know, Bobby, I prayed he'd come out of that door when I had the gun. Just then he did. I shot him. Only that frigging gun hadn't stuck.
What do you mean?
Bullet number 6 was for me.
About the gun? Look, I've moved your stuff from place to place because I know you didn't have no gun of your own. All right, tell me where it was hidden then.
I didn't remember.
Who gave it to you? Who drove you there?
I don't remember. Anyway, what difference would it make?
Look, there's thousands of people signing petitions we sent out. Thousands. To save you. There's a big meeting tonight. I've seen my MP. I've even written to the Home Secretary.
Ah, darling Bobby. You're writing to the Home Secretary. Thanks. Anyway.
The point is, none of them know.
I was only kidding you.
Oh, you're a liar, Ruthie.
Cheer up, darling. I gave David lots of rope, now he's giving me some.
You feel okay now? You'll change your mind when it's too late. You love life, Ruthie. I know you too well.
A life for a life. That's what I say. I meant to be with David.
Well, maybe the Home Secretary will muck it up and reprieve you.
No. Don't be sad, my darling. Give them all kisses from me, won't you?
I'm not just going to leave it like this, you know.
Ruth, there's been a message from the Home Office. I'm afraid the law must take its course.
I'm happy about that. Really. Thank you. Everybody is being simply wonderful. The staff in Holloway. Dr. Taylor, will they blindfold me?
Yes. Yes, they will.
Mr. Mishcon, how very kind of you to come. I'm pleased you're back looking after me again.
I'm only too glad, Mrs. Ellis. Thank you. How are you?
Never been better. Did you bring the will?
Yes, it's all ready for your signature. There, please.
Thanks.
Would you mind? And you, please. Thank you.
Thanks. I feel easier now.
Mrs. Ellis, do you really want things to go the way they're going?
I don't really care. I think it's only fair that my life should be taken. I have to pay.
Yes. I think I can understand how you feel. Oh, I was having a word with Mr. Rogers and with your friend, Miss Martin. George Rogers is looking after your son, I believe.
Yes. So sweet of him to give Andy a holiday. And in the country, too.
Yes. You see, Andy's going to grow up reading about it, isn't he? Everyone's version but your own. He'll be haunted by whatever lies are around after you're dead.
I suppose, yes.
Soon he won't have a mother. He'll be on his own.
Ah, but he'll be well looked after.
Don't you owe it to your son to leave behind you a record of the truth?
I think it's absolutely traitorous. Just traitorous. I don't want to get anybody else into trouble. One life is enough. Anyway, I suppose they'll find out the truth after I've gone.
Yes. So will you tell me?
You promise? You promise not to use it to try and save me?
I won't do anything without your permission.
All right, all right. I, Ruth Ellis, I have been advised by Mr. Victor Mishcon to tell the whole truth with greatest reluctance. On that Sunday evening, I was drinking and I was with... And we were drinking Pernod.
Pernod? That was banned in France. Did he encourage you to drink that?
I don't know. We were very drunk. We were talking a lot about David.
Yes, go on.
All I remember is he gave me the gun. It was loaded. I don't remember too clearly what he said. I rushed out at once with the gun, and he stayed in the flat.
Will you read it through, please? Is it all right?
Oh, you better know all of it. I ran back to him and said, will you drive me to Hampstead? And he did.
Please. Thank you. Mrs. Ellis, tomorrow is very near. I want you to allow me to take this statement to the Home Office. It is my duty to notify the authorities of the truth.
Can if you want.
They should know what happened.
He also took me to Epping Forest in the afternoon, Andy as well. He taught me how to fire the gun there.
Is there anything else?
No, Told you the truth now. But who would believe a lady like me?
I'll be back.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. What will you do this evening, Edna?
Oh, paint the town red. See my mum.
What do you do? When you cook a meal for the two of you, listen to the wireless.
Well, we won't do anything much. She's been poorly, you know.
Sorry.
Heart's not too good. Well, she'll be 68 in September. She's a Libran.
Ooh. She's the same as me. What's her name?
Rose.
Rose. Here. Why don't you give her these? They're so pretty. Go on, Edna.
Oh, but I couldn't.
Oh, no, of course not. Flowers from the condemned cell. Charming, I'm sure.
She'd love them. Such beautiful roses. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Holbrook. Do have a good evening. Thanks. Goodbye, Mrs. Ellis. Bye, Holbrook. Oh, will you both be here in the morning?
Yes.
Moved evening?
Yes. My sister's on shift work as well.
I'll be so pleased when it's tomorrow. Lucky 13. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Please. I don't want to die. Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Oh, please, I want to live. Oh, God, please. Please let me live, God. Please, please. I don't want any more visitors. I don't want anything else brought in. I'm feeling rather tired now.
Are they upsetting you, love? All that shouting?
Something old, something new, something borrowed. Edna, do you think I might borrow that clip from your hair?
Yes.
Thanks. Is it on the house?
With the compliments of the governor.
Are you ready, Ruth?
Yes, I'm ready.
Ruth Ellis was hanged in Holloway Prison at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, the 13th of July, 1955. She was the last woman in Britain ever to be executed. While Ruth was waiting in the condemned cell, a woman in Corsica was convicted of the premeditated murder of her lover and was immediately released with a suspended sentence of 2 years in jail. The public outcry over the Ruth Ellis case led to the increasing growth of the abolitionist movement and to the suspension of capital punishment.